Okay, our next section is that big bass and drum section. We're kind of scratching the guitar in a real rhythmic pattern while they're kind of freaking out. So you're kind of just scratching a dead note like this, kind of. So the main thing about that is just lock in with your bass player and your drummer and just kind of keep it constant and kind of scratchy. The whole part of the whole section is over a kind of a D minor, almost like a D minor 7 chord. And those little stabs, when the actual chord comes in, when John starts playing those chords, that's the kind of shape he's holding. I'm holding a first finger on the G5. Second finger on the B6 and first finger on the E5. And we've got this little 7th at the top on the E string, which is on the 8th fret. So when you hear the chord introduced, it's kind of punctuating the vocal. So I'm going to try and play the scratch and then go into the little chord thing, and you'll see what I mean. It's very rhythmic, very, very funky. Here we go. So there's a couple of things to consider there. You've got the scratching, and then the punctuation of that single note, which I forgot to tell you earlier, which is just a couple of D notes. I'm doing the open D string, and then an octave up on the 7th fret on the G string. You get that. And then you get a series of those kind of upstrokes while you're doing the rhythmic thing on the E string, which is the E8. And it's kind of incorporated, it's part of that D minor 7 chord we kind of talked about earlier. And then you're kind of, once you've done the upstrokes, you're doing the whole chord kind of with the scratching thing, so it goes like this. So refer to the track, that is the chord, you've got the scratching and the single note. So you've got 3 things to consider there for that section. You've got the scratching, the punctuation of that single note, D note, the octave, the open string, and the D note there. And then the way the chord comes in with the offbeats. And then you've got the chord hitting, punctuating with the vocal. So I am going to try and play that whole section. It's kind of tricky without the drums and the bass, but I'm going to kind of vibe it. Maybe just do a shorter section of scratching, but you'll see how it comes in with the single note thing and the offbeat thing. Goes something like this. So you can see I went into the chord of the next section, which is the chorus. So let me take you through that section. Basically working on an F major chord to just a straight C major chord. Then we're going to a D minor chord. Goes something like this. So it is what it is, really. It's kind of the only thing you've got to watch is the pushes on the chords. There's a kind of little extra section there where I'm going A minor to B flat, the way it comes out of the chorus. When I say pushes, we're playing on the F major, but we push to the C major. So we do this. Just watch the B flat chord at the end there. I was holding just a B flat 5 there. But it's kind of nice to bar that first fret and get like a little sus2 just tuck there on that first fret. So you're barring the middle 4 strings. I'm only really playing the middle 4 strings, and you get a nice kind of nice big sound in context. Kind of sounds really cool in context. So they're the chorus chords. Just as an option for that, towards the end there, the chorus kind of opens up a little bit. If you're playing with another guitar player in your band, it might be nice just to do some different voicings of those chords. I've played this live a few times with my band, and sometimes I play the chorus chords in this position, playing the F major right there. It's kind of a C-shaped F major. My little finger is on the 8th fret of the A, 3rd finger and 7th fret of the D, and then my 1st finger is on the 5th fret of the G, 2nd finger on the 6th fret of the B, and then 1st finger at the top there on the 5th fret. So in context. And that's a really nice kind of voicing for C major. It's kind of very Hendrixy. Basically, I'm holding, imagine a C major there. It's kind of a G-shaped C major if you were going to do it in a cage system, but we're barring those middle 4 strings on the 5th fret, and with your 3rd finger, just bring it across, pull it on the 3rd of the scale, on that A string on the 7th fret. And then I play the D minor as a bar chord just there. So in context, it sounds kind of cool. If you've got another guitar player in your band, and you're both, you know, one's playing the lower one, one's playing the higher one, it sounds kind of cool. So here's what it sounds like in context. So coming out that first chorus, we have that weird kind of vocally wow wow kind of thing going on. I can't swear to say I know how it's done, but it sounds very much like a guitar talk box to me, which has been looped up. Now you can do various things at that point in your band. You could do the wah wah thing if you wanted, but just for fun, I've kind of set up a little effect here. It's called a humanizer. It gives vowel sounds. So if I hit like a deep D on this E string, I've tuned this E string down to a D. It kind of works if I kind of do it in the scratchy kind of way we've been, you know, it's something to do, but it sounds something like this. Kind of works. So, you know, I know you're probably not going to bother with that in your live band, but most bands don't. They just kind of power through it, and the vocalist kind of does the wah wah thing down the mic. So just I thought chuck that in there. It's something I might do live just to kind of get that point across.